Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Commencing. Governor Jongh acted on more than 50 bills this week, including the Fiscal Year 2014 budget bills. He acknowledged 6 resolutions, but at least 5 bills fell victim to the veto pen. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
Fiscal year 2014 began October 1st, and Governor Jongh approved a number of bills critical to financing the operation of the government. Those bills included 30-209, 214, 227, 229, 240, and 241. 18 bills were also signed into law to give money to various government agencies from outside the general fund. Although the governor approved the budget, he told senators they still need to work with his executive branch to achieve a balanced budget and bridge the budget shortfall. 5 bills weren't so lucky. The governor vetoed 30-17, which tried to create a single-payer utility fund. The governor said the bill would create an unnecessary layer for getting monies to WAPA. He rejected Bill 30-45 that would expand the status of peace officers, as well as 30-117 that would give the Superior Court's probation officers and the Waste Management Authority's enforcement officers peace officer status. Bill 30-164 also fell on the chopping block. That bill sought to establish a penalty for anyone assaulting employees of the Department of Education while doing their jobs. Bill 30-248 was also vetoed, though Governor Jongh said he understood the intent to provide supplemental measures to support the budget. Bill 30-248 was also vetoed, though Governor Jongh said he understood the intent to provide supplemental measures to support the budget. He took issue with some sections of the bill and asked the Senate to reconsider, revise, and rescind. Some bills that were passed included the Computer Crimes Act that would make cyber harassment a crime. A bill was also approved that would protect law enforcement officers if bodily waste or fluids are thrown at them, and the bill to protect men and women from rape by spouses also got the nod. A bill to increase the penalties for assaulting police officers was also approved, among many others. Erica Parsons, News 2.
2 resolutions the governor acknowledged was one to declare an energy crisis in the territory and another to recognize the VI as the Bush D capital of the Caribbean. Meanwhile, Governor Jongh Jr. expressed his disappointment with the Government Employees Services Commission Health Insurance Board's inability to make a decision necessary to ensure a seamless transition from Cigna Insurance to United Healthcare for some 189 post-65 Medicare-eligible retirees who are not enrolled in Medicare Part B. While the enrollment into Medicare Part B was not mandatory under the Cigna insurance coverage, it is a requirement for the post-65 retirees under the UHC insurance coverage. The lack of Medicare Part B coverage for these 189 retirees was discovered by Director Kenneth Herman and his staff at the Division of Personnel during the migration management of the post-65 retiree population to UHC. The governor learned today that the GESC board missed the 5 p.m. deadline last Friday to adopt the recommendation from United Healthcare to implement a bridge insurance plan that would have covered these 189 retirees from November 1st, 2013 to June 30th, 2014. In light of the new mandatory Part B enrollment requirement, the governor today urged all retirees and active employees who are within 3 months of their 65th birthday to please contact the Social Security office at 800-772-1231 to discuss their enrollment options in both Medicare Part A and Part B to prevent any unnecessary delays when it's their turn to transition to the UHC insurance plan. Police Commissioner Rodney Carrot Sr. says over the recent months, we have seen an increase in shooting incidents from possible self-inflicted injuries based on medical opinion because of the mishandling of firearm to murders taking place in the presence of numerous people. He says it is disturbing to know that in many of the cases, bystanders, associates, family, and friends of the deceased or injured are removing firearms and other evidence from the deceased or injured person or crime scene prior to police arriving on the scene.
That, along with bystanders failing to come forward to state what they witnessed, even if their own family member was the person killed or injured, is hampering police efforts in having timely closure in the investigation. If an investigation leads to the identity of a person or people who tampered with or removed evidence from a crime scene, we will move forward in prosecuting that person or people to the full extent of the law. We understand the concerns some may have in coming forward with information on a crime that took place. We are finding, though, that some of the very same people who are withholding information, even if the information would bring closure to a murder investigation involving their family member as a victim or suspect, are either becoming victims themselves or are being suspects in crimes that occur after the initial incident. This must cease. Two wrongs don't add up to a right, no matter how many times you add it up. Families are losing their loved ones one by one because of this one word, retaliation. When will this end? When will people realize this is putting their entire family and anyone in their presence in jeopardy? As a result of this ongoing retaliation, innocent bystanders are being seriously hurt or killed. This, in turn, begins another spiral of retaliations involving other families. Business owners, managers, and security of some of the locations where these incidents are occurring have to do their part also in preventing some of these occurrences. Moving those involved in a disturbance outside or turning a blind eye to a disturbance and not notifying law enforcement only leads to the matter resulting in people being seriously hurt. Illegal activity is being condoned by some employees, including security, at some of these late-night businesses. Business owners have a responsibility to its patrons by having adequate security, lighting, and by taking all necessary steps to ensure their safety at all times. The Virgin Islands Police Department and other departments and agencies having oversight in the licensing process of these businesses will closely monitor them to ensure that all necessary requirements and obligations are met.
Only 2,000 people have signed up so far to participate in the Great USVI Shakeout Drill on Thursday. VITEMA officials are encouraging residents, especially students, to sign up to drop, cover, and hold at 10:17 a.m. on Thursday. It's the first time the VI is participating in the largest earthquake drill that's designed to help people practice how to survive an earthquake.
Was started worldwide back in 2008. And since then, millions of people have participated. It is important that the students do this because then they'll get a feel for it. In addition to that, they will become acclimated. They will take that information home to their parents and get their parents to do it. So when they are doing this, we want them to drop, cover, and hold on. And it's imperative that they hold on because the vibration during an earthquake is going to move the object that's giving you the level of protection from over you. You can be injured by the debris that is falling.
Congressman Charles Rangel has convened a task force on Delegate Donna Christensen's recommendation. The Congresswoman is concerned about the treatment of Haitians who were born in the Dominican Republic under the 2010 Constitution. The group is meeting with leaders from both sides to see what can be done.
And a court decision, their citizenship is about to be revoked. Now, they're not Haitian citizens, and they're citizens of the Dominican Republic, which would put maybe as many as 400,000 people. I've heard it that high. I've heard 250,000, but I've also heard more than that out there without a country. It just seems to me not only the wrong thing to do, but it is a human rights issue, and it's a matter, I believe, of international laws.
The Benefit Coordinator's traveling team will visit the Virgin Islands to conduct important annual benefit training. The two VI seminars will provide important benefit planning information. The topics will help new hires, mid-career, and soon-to-be retired employees in making informed choices. Attendance is open to all federal or postal service employees and spouses. Additionally, those attending are requested to donate a toy valued at $10 or more to benefit nonprofit children organizations in the Virgin Islands for their Christmas toy drive. Now, the location for the events are St. Thomas, UVI, the ACC first floor conference room. That's on October 22nd from 7 to 9 p.m. On St. Croix, it's October 28th from 7 to 9 as well at the UVI classroom, NWW 134. Well, Congress is getting ready to vote tonight on a deal to raise the debt limit and reopen the government. Lawmakers reached a deal 16 days into a partial government shutdown and with little time to spare before the U.S. government risks default. Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Lawmakers shuttle through the halls of the Capitol, fine-tuning a last-minute deal to raise the nation's debt limit and end the partial government shutdown. Shortly after noon, Senate leaders made it official.
It's never easy for two sides to reach consensus. It's really hard, sometimes harder than others. This time was really hard.
This has been a long, challenging few weeks for Congress and for the country.
The Senate deal reopens the government and keeps it funded for 3 months. It raises the debt limit for nearly 4 months. The deal still needs to pass both houses of Congress or the country risks default. House Speaker John Boehner needs at least 17 Republicans to vote yes. Tea Party Republicans fought to use this legislation to defund or delay the president's health care law, but in the end got neither. Texas Senator Ted Cruz led the charge, but says he will not delay a vote.
That had Senate Republicans united and supported House Republicans, the outcome of this, I believe, would have been very, very different.
The White House applauded the Senate compromise,
calling on both houses of Congress to act swiftly.
The bill does make one change to the health care law, requiring those seeking subsidies for insurance coverage to verify their income. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And keeping our eye on the economy, word of a deal in Washington sent stocks surging. The Dow Jones Industrial Average spiked nearly 200 points on word of a break in the political stalemate. And Apple is reportedly cutting back on orders for the iPhone 5C. The cheaper model iPhone has struggled to gain traction against Apple's premium phone, the 5S. The 5C has a plastic back and comes in 5 colors. This is your New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. Everything up, the Dow 205, NASDAQ 45, S&P 23. Coming up on News 2, a little more about the lineup at the Reichel Center, including the show coming up this weekend. Plus, VIPR festivities continue with the Sunset Jazz scheduled for Friday, October 18th. Highlights also from the VIPR events held at the legislature over the weekend. Got unwanted, unused, expired drugs? It's time to clear out the cabinet. The DEA has scheduled another National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day and drop-off. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on October 26th. There will be a drop-off box located in the lobby of the Frenchtown Post Office. This is a no questions asked policy and completely free. Part of the DEA's mission is to help the public safely and securely dispose of these medications so they don't get thrown into the dumpsters where there is potential dangers. According to the Food and Drug Administration, most drugs can be tossed out in the household trash. However, consumers should always take precautions before tossing them out. VIPR festivities continue with the Sunset Jazz that's scheduled for Friday, October 18th. The Frederiksted Economic Development Association presents a Latin Sunset Jazz in honor of VIPR Friendship and Hispanic Heritage Month, featuring Trio Chameleon from Puerto Rico playing a fusion of Caribbean rhythms, including bossa nova, samba, and Latin jazz, as well as St. Croix's very own Siete Son. This very special Sunset Jazz will be on the big stage on the Frederiksted waterfront with an extended time of 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Local vendors will line the street from the Veterans Park to First Bank, selling Latin-inspired foods and some locally made crafts. Now, this past Sunday, a special program was held at the legislature in honor of Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship Day and Hispanic Heritage Month. There were presentations in music and dance from the VI, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Brazil. The VI Puerto Rico Friendship Committee celebrated the achievements of 4 special individuals: Carmen Maria Marcano Murray, Valrica Bryson, Kendall Casey Henry, and Roberto Camacho. Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship Day is also known as Columbus Day and is celebrated annually on the second Monday of October. Well, have you heard of the Sahar Dance Company? Sahar and her troops participate in the largest international dance productions in California, including Nations of San Diego International Dance Festival, December Nights, and Celebrate Dance Festival, which draws more than 25,000 people each year. And your opportunity to see them is coming up. Just one of the shows lined up after Reichel recently kicked off the new season.
what people should know is that, yes, it's belly dancing, but part of what this show is doing, or will do, is help to demystify the concept of belly dancing that most of us have. We think it's all very sensual, that it's all about very sort of risque things. And in fact, there's a lot of history behind belly dancing. It started in the royal courts of Egypt. It has religious implications. Sometimes there were belly dances done to celebrate the harvest or bring on the harvest. They are part of many traditional Middle Eastern family events, such as weddings and births. And what people are going to see is a storyline. So in addition to seeing 16 gorgeous, beautiful dancers in wonderful costumes, they're also going to be following a story, and they're going to be learning about the history of it. I say all that to say this is a family-friendly show. We certainly know that there's some gentlemen out there excited to see this, and we want you to come because it will definitely be exciting, but there should be no fear whatsoever about whether or not there's going to be anything vulgar or risque. That will not be a part of the show.
And you could be the top belly dancer herself with some live presentations. If you purchase a ticket from Reichel, you will receive free cocktail from Grand Cru during a happy hour event on Friday at 6 p.m. Live music by the
Police were dispatched to the scene at about 8 a.m. on September 26th. According to the preliminary police investigation, a parent drove up to the Head Start and left a male passenger in the vehicle while he took his child into the building. As he was leaving the building,